Hi everyone. My name is Megan and I am going to do a makeup tutorial for you guys. I've been posting some of my makeup a few times on my Instagram and Facebook, and I've had a lot of people saying, please teach me your ways. And so I said, you know what? I've had people asking me forever, so I'm just gonna try and do a tutorial for you guys. I am by no means a makeup artist. I'm not a professional. I've been into makeup for a few years now. I haven't worn it as much, especially during the pandemic, because I've been working from home, but I've really found that it's super fun. Like, this is my artistic expression, is doing my makeup. You know, my face is my canvas, and I just think that it's so fun. So I'm just gonna go through some of my basic makeup steps for you guys. I'll tell you everything that I use, all of the shades, if I have them available to me, and then hopefully you guys can give it a shot yourself. So I'm gonna get started. Can't use my glasses. All right, so I actually don't have a good primer, but I just bought, that's the French side, the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation and Skincare. This stuff goes on so smooth, and it's supposed to like improve your bare skin in 2 weeks. That's what it claims. This is medium coverage. It's very, very light. I have the light cool. I have very neutral undertones. This lighting is probably kind of funky, but I don't really pull pink or yellow one way or the other. I'm pretty much in the middle. So I have been using this a couple times now, and I've found that I really don't need a primer with this. And this is kind of a janky setup that I have here, so you're probably gonna see my mirror while I'm doing this. But it says that you only need 2 pumps of this foundation. So I just put on this brush. This is a Real Techniques brush. I'll tell you what it is in just a second. But I'm gonna do the top half of my face and then the bottom half of my face, and just kind of make sure that it all blends together. So, like I said, this stuff is very, very lightweight. So just making sure that I get into my hairline. I do actually go over my eyelids, get in to the creases and under my nose. So honestly, like, you can't really tell that I have foundation on. You can tell a little bit, but not really, which is awesome. Like, that is the beauty of foundation. You really wanted to try and match your skin tone, try and match what kind of whatever's on your neck, because what's on your face is probably gonna look a little bit different. So just gonna do the rest of this. Again, making sure that you're blending into your hairline, blending into what I already did, and then making sure I get below my jawline so it doesn't look like I have a straight line, because that's gonna look kind of funky. So this is the Expert Face brush, by the way, and that was it for that. That was super simple. So now I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I use the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in Fair. Very light skin, so most of my stuff is gonna be in Fair. And then I just do under eyes, do a little bit down here, small line here, and then a bunch on my forehead. And this is where it's gonna look a little bit funny, because it's so much lighter than my foundation, but that's okay because the foundation that's your blank canvas right there. It's everything else that goes on top. It's gonna bring everything together. And I'm hoping that my phone doesn't die on me while I do this. So we'll see. So I'm just using a beauty blender to kind of pad all of this into my skin and kind of blend it out. So it just kind of brightens up my under eyes, brightens up my chin a little bit, and it brightens up my forehead, which with this lighting, good lord. Let me turn it down a little bit. I think the lighting in this room is just not great. Definitely looks better in my mirror. I could also, I don't think, oh yeah, I can pull the exposure down a little bit. I'll try and do some editing also. We'll see what happens. Okay. So next, I started playing around with powder. I still don't think this is the right powder that I want to use, but it kind of works out well because this concealer is pretty bright and it's pretty shiny, and I actually really like matte for my face, so I've been using the e.l.f. HD powder, and this is just in sheer. So I have a pointier blender. This stuff is kind of messy, so you just gotta be careful. And then I'm just patting under my eyes, and you can actually tell the difference. Like, this is way brighter than this side now. So it just kind of blends in a little bit more, but you can still tell that this side is brighter. It's just not nearly as in your face. The other side also, already that just looks a little bit more natural, so some new stuff here. Probably do my forehead too, because it's kind of intense. I'm getting powder everywhere. Okay, yeah, that actually makes my fun stuff with makeup. Okay. I don't think these are actual beauty blenders. You can get these at any store. Find whatever works best for you. This one is super, super squishy. This one's a little bit more firm and it's more pointed, so this is really good for under eyes, and this is really good for the concealer. So I know some people like to get powders where they bake their under eyes, but I didn't use enough powder. It's not really baking. Pull this forward a little bit. Okay, so next we're gonna do a little bit of contour. My mom is texting me. Okay, so contour. Real Technique brushes are my favorite brushes, especially for face brushes. I have a whole slew of them. I've gotten them over the years. Gary, my fiance, has gotten me a couple. You can get these at Ulta. You can get them, I think you can get them at Target too. I think I've seen a couple of them. So I have this contour brush, and this is a fun one. It's all purple and pink and orange. This was my favorite set. I have a bunch that look like this. So not great at contour. I'm practicing, so again, not a professional. I'm working on just perfecting the techniques and, you know, everything that I know thus far over, you know, the past 4 or 5 years I've been doing makeup. So contour, I have an e.l.f. palette. It's just called Contour Palette. I got it a little while ago. This is a mirror on it, but you know, you've got a highlighter here that I don't really use because it just doesn't do much. This one is, I guess it's a little bit sparkly. not really. It could be used as a really, really light contour. I primarily use these two. This one's actually pretty dark for me. So I'm gonna go with this shade here. And so this contour brush was a little bit rounded, but also like a tad bit pointy at the top, but not quite as flat as my face brush. So I'm gonna go, use this mirror actually, and then I'm just gonna kind of go underneath my cheekbone lightly. And the problem that I always have with contouring is I feel like I always end up putting too much on, so I would suggest starting light and then working your way up. And this brush probably has a lot of makeup on it because I haven't washed my brushes yet. I know I'm the worst. Everyone tells you wash your brushes. I know I need to wash my brushes, so I'm working on it. I even have this really cool thing that I got. It's an e.l.f. Little scrubby. It's kind of cool. This is for like all your eye brushes because it's really small, and this is for like your bigger face brushes. And then I can't remember what this one was for. Probably for like really big brushes, but anyway. So yeah, contour I do under my cheekbones, and then I also do my jawline, which, you know, this is powder contour. Some people will actually use concealer. They'll actually get a darker one, so they'll have this and like a really dark shade. But I'm just doing powder, and this just kind of brings out your facial structure a little bit. So once you're happy, I'm gonna go a little bit more, which is probably too much, but story of my life. Then we're gonna do a little bit up here. This brush isn't that great for contouring my forehead. I usually just wait and do bronzer up here because the brush that I have just blends it so much better. But again, it just kind of makes the rest of your facial features pop out a little bit more. So we're gonna keep that pretty light. And then I'll actually go in. So I got the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is the light bronzer. Been using it for a while. It's my favorite, and it smells so good. And I actually didn't realize, if I can open it, there is actually a little mirror and a little brush that I had no idea existed on the bottom underneath the bronzer. So that's kind of funny. So this is an e.l.f. bronzing brush, and it's a little bit angled. So that makes it really easy to apply, especially on my forehead. And then I'm gonna do a little bit here. Probably why it looks so dark on me sometimes, because I do too much contour, and then I add my bronzer, and my face looks really dark. So with this lighting, like, my face looks really bright. It's actually not as bright in my mirror as it is on camera, but I will take a photo after for sure. Okay. Now, fun stuff. Now it's time to do eyes. And this is where it gets super fun. It can also be really hard, but practice, practice, practice. I am not perfect. I will never be perfect with this. But this is just where it gets fun. You just do whatever makes you feel happy, and it's art, and it's makeup, and it will wash off. So if you do something really bold, just take some makeup wipes and wipe it off and start over. That's it. So, okay. I actually got, I'm gonna try this. So I've been using my concealer for eye primer. Okay, I wanted to make sure that my battery wasn't running out. I've been using my concealer for eye primer. I did get an e.l.f. eye primer, but last time I just put way too much on. So I'm actually going to take my squishy brush and dab some of that on there, and then use my blending squishy brush to put it on my eyelid, which it's definitely not as, the concealer is a little bit thicker, it gives more coverage than this, but we're gonna give it a shot because I bought it for a reason. There wasn't enough on there. But last time I put the applicator directly on my eye and it was like way too much, and I had to wait forever for it to dry. It was not good. And then it was creasing a ton. Just not a good time. So I just like to get it all over my eyelid, and I kind of go up to my eyebrows also, because that's important to get some shadow up there as well. I have a hair. I think I got it. Fuzz. 2 cats. So there's cat hair everywhere. Okay. Yeah, now it's time for the real fun stuff. Okay. So I have been using 2 e.l.f. palettes, actually, fairly frequently, and I'm like really in love with them. They're both very neutral. So this is a Mad for Matte Nude Mood. I should open it up for you, be able to see it a little bit better. So these are really great. This one is a fantastic base, and I'm going to be using that to do all over my lid, and up towards my eyebrows. And then I've been using this one for my crease a lot, and then this one kind of goes in my crease and in the outer corner of my eye. And I've been using this one also for like the outer corner underneath my eye. Just a lot of really awesome nude matte colors. And then I got this bad boy. It's called the New Classics. This is also by e.l.f. And this has a nice mix of matte and some shimmers. So we have another cream one here. It's not really shimmery, but I've used it a little bit. So these ones actually have names of the shades. The other one does not. But I really like this one here. It's called Charmer. This one is like a nice mauve color. Earth is a nice brown. Muse is like a little bit of a reddish brown that I like to use. Oh, and Truffle is a little bit more orange. So these are really good fall colors, especially paired with this one. It's really nice. And then I've really been liking, Cosmo is really good for the inner eye to kind of make that pop. And then I've been doing a lot of shimmer like on my lid, and so I've been doing Beloved kind of on the middle part and coming over, but we'll see where this goes today, because I might pick something different. I don't know, but that's kind of where I've been at with those. So going back to my Real Techniques, we're going with this domed shadow brush, again with the fun purple and pink and orange. This is what I've been using as my all over. So going back to my matte palette, we're going to use this as just kind of the base. This part doesn't have to be very pretty, but you can already tell that it's mellowed out and it's a little bit more matte than this side. Not too much, but it's a very, very light neutral color. It's just a really, really awesome base, probably one of the better bases. And I don't have many eye palettes, but out of all the ones that I've had, this is probably the best one. So, okay, I'm gonna go with that. And then I actually got 2 new brushes, and I'm probably gonna use them tonight. I've heard amazing things about Morph brushes, and I have the M505 and the M513. So this one's supposed to be like a more rounded one for your crease, and this one's supposed to be a little bit more pointed. So I've been using this a lot for my crease, and it just kind of gives, it's very fluffy, it's very soft. So I've been liking that a lot. And I think we're gonna go in with this color. I think I mentioned this before. It's this one here. It's like a pinkish skin tone color. I really like it. It looks light on here, but once I start actually putting this in my crease, you'll be able to tell that it actually brings out a decent amount of color. Just kind of getting it in the corner a little bit. Gosh, this lighting is awful. It is not that bad on my mirror, and the exposure on my phone not doing anything. What if I change? Ooh, no, that's too bright. That's definitely more neutral. Okay, we're gonna stick with that one. Bummer. Well, I'll see if iMovie does anything for me. We'll see. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm just going right into the crease of my eye with that lighter color, kind of starting as like a color base, and then just kind of feathering it out and just blending into the corner, the outer corner. It looks pretty even. I'm gonna try to bring this down a little bit more. Yeah, that just makes it really dark. Woo! Bummer. Oh. Frustrating. Of course, with camera, all I have is exposure. I can't do anything else. It's not like photos where I have a lot more options. Okay, so next we're gonna pick something a little bit darker. With my green, I'm probably gonna actually go like orangey brown. So I think we're gonna go with the bigger palette with my new classics, and I think we're gonna go with this truffle color right here. I'm gonna do that on top. Oh my goodness. Actually, before I do that, I just need to add a little bit more over there. Okay, perfect. So then I'm gonna go in with the 513, a little bit pointier one. We're gonna go in with this truffle color to see what happens. And this time I'm going to kind of stay on my lid, but still kind of in my crease, because I want to still be able to see the color above it. Just see what happens. We'll still do a little bit of blending on the side. this brush is a little bit pointier, like a little bit prickly. It's not my favorite, but I wanted to give it a shot. So, all right, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Blend, blend, blend. Blending is your friend. I don't think you could ever blend enough. Obviously, when I was younger, I still loved makeup, but I had no idea what to do, and I was like, oh, blue eyeshadow, whoop, and that's it. That doesn't really work anymore. I mean, I guess it does. If that's your style, you totally can. But if you are looking for, you know, a more intricate look, you're gonna have to do a little bit more blending. So you can't really see this on camera, but I do have a little bit of color up here of the lighter pinkish color, and then I've got some orange. Okay. I'm probably gonna use the same brush and do some more stuff on the outer corner. And I think we're gonna go with this color here. It's like a reddish brown. And see what happens. I always, you know, go lighter on your brush when putting shadow on. Every single eyeshadow is different. Sometimes you will have to put more on. You may have some fallout though if that happens, where it kind of falls underneath your eye, and that's where some of the translucent powders come in handy, where you bake your eyes, because then you can wipe it off after and you don't even see it. But some of these e.l.f. shadows are pretty pigmented, and I find that I don't need a lot, but if I want more, it's just easier if I start smaller and then just increase more color as I go. So this kind of, I don't know if this color is gonna do much actually. Well, it does a little bit, not too much. Yeah, it's kind of covered up most of what I've done, actually, which is unfortunate, but at least from far away you can't really tell, but if you look close you can see that there's some dynamic color. Whoops, that was really loud. Alright, I'm missing more brushes behind. Haha, this is what I want. Okay, I want to do a darker, even darker color in the corner, because it's just not dark enough. I'm gonna go with Muse. It's like a brown. We'll see what happens. Oh, and this is a shading brush. I don't know if this is the right brush to use, but it's the one that I'm gonna use. Oh, it's doing a little bit of something. So here I'm just sticking it in the corner of my eye, and I'm almost making like a V shape where I kind of go into my crease a little bit, coming back down, and then kind of coming out across my lid on the bottom, and then coming back to the corner. So, kind of gives it a little bit of a smoky eye. And you have to do it on the other side, which doesn't always come out the same, but as I will mention with eyebrows, your face is not symmetrical. They should never be twins. Everything's sisters or brothers, whatever. You know, if it looks completely symmetrical, it's probably gonna look weird. Like, have you ever gone in and, you know, done one of those silly, like, apps or those online games where it's like, what would your face look if your face was symmetrical, and you see how ridiculous you look when you pick one side of your face to look exactly the same as the other? Like, the same goes with makeup. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not meant to be perfect, but it'll be close. So, get a little bit of a smoky eye going on there. I'm actually going to then take this smudge brush. We're going to use the same color, Muse. I don't actually think I showed you. This color right here. That's what I did. And then, so it's just a little bit of a shorter brush. And then I'm going to go like right on my bottom lash line. Kind of bring it in a little bit. I used to never do this, but I've seen so many people do it that I wanted to give it a shot. I used to never bring any of my makeup down below. I also have really big eyes, if you haven't noticed. Like, I have a lot of eyeball. I don't have a ton of lid. I mean, I have enough, but I have a lot of eyeball. And so I think I've always been a little bit afraid, but I'm like, let's just make them pop. I mean, this green shirt is already making my blue eyes pop out. Let's just keep it going. So, make it a little bit darker on the corner, and then not quite as dark. And I don't come all the way into my eye. I come like halfway, maybe 3/4. But perfect. All right. I think that's looking pretty good. So my nude palette, my matte nude palette's probably done. And then with this, I'll probably use either Beloved or Rose Gold. These are my two shimmers. And I actually have, do I have it? Oh, it's right here. It's actually a little, it's got a, whoops, a decent amount of stuff on it, so I'm just gonna wipe it off real quick. Okay. And then I'm just gonna pick a shimmer and I'm gonna put it not quite all the way in the middle, but I'm going to blend it almost to like where I started like smoking out the corner of my eye. So I'm gonna start with Beloved. So this is the lighter one. And see if it picks up anything. Some of these shimmers aren't that great. It's not really doing anything. Okay. Let's try the rose gold one and see if it does anything. It's a problem with the previous shadow I put on. It was a little bit darker than I expected. And I put it on more of my lid than I usually do. But that's alright. Okay. So, oh, I'm using, this is an eyeshadow brush from e.l.f. It's very flat. And this is what I use for almost all of my shimmers. So it's a really great brush to just pat and build on. I get a little bit of fallout, but not a big deal. Okay. So yeah, you can see the difference. Not too bad. Okay. So this one's just gonna take a little bit more effort, a little bit more time, a little bit more product. That is okay. This is obviously a full face, and I'm taking my time. so I can explain products to you and talk to you guys. I mean, I can do without being this intricate in my eyes, I can do a full face of makeup in like 8 minutes if I'm going really fast. I probably don't do contour. I just do some bronzer. I do concealer. I do foundation, concealer, bronzer, highlighter, and then probably like 2, maybe 3 shades of an eyeshadow, but nothing crazy. And then I just do very basic eyeliner and mascara and my eyebrows, and that's it. But I'm taking my time. I'm checking my battery. Okay, still good. Okay, so I think, just look in the mirror. All right, I think my shadows are done. Well, I'll try, I didn't get a ton. Oh, that works a little bit. You can't really see it, but I can see it in my mirror. I just took Beloved, the one that I wanted to originally put on my lid. I'm just putting that in the inside crease of my eye. Okay, now that's done. All right, so next, I actually like to do my brows next because I don't like trying to do my brows when I have mascara on because it just gets in the way. So I use the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and this is in chocolate. Again, this light is making it look almost taupe, but it's definitely brown. My natural hair color is definitely a light brown. I used to actually go with the taupe for this, but I think the brown works better. So yeah, this is literally just a brow mascara. I personally am a fan of kind of bushy brows. You know, I don't get my brows waxed. It actually took me forever for me to have brows that even look like this. I feel like I had like no eyebrows, and so when I finally got some, I embraced it. And I said, you know what? We're gonna go with it. So I sometimes pluck, like if it gets too crazy down here, I'll sometimes pluck that, but I don't get them waxed, not even for special occasions, because I just don't care that much, to be honest. So, as I said before, when doing your eyes, specifically eyes should be sisters, not twins, because if they look identical, it's just gonna look kind of weird. So again, I'm being a little bit more of a perfectionist tonight, but that usually takes me like 30 seconds, especially if I'm in a rush. Okay, so next, another staple is the NYX retractable eyeliner. This is in black. This is my favorite. This is my go-to. Trying to decide if I want to do a wing tonight or not. Probably not. That will be for another video. And this I actually put on my waterline. And I've been doing this for years. That I used to have to like hold everything up to put it on, and now I'm just like, oh, let's just stick the pen in my eye. It's kind of funny, like how we get used to certain things over the years. I do find that when you put this on your waterline and you do put liner on your top lid, it kind of helps to make like one really thick dark line, because otherwise if you don't, then you know you have a gap, and it's kind of a nice guideline to make sure that your top liner is as close to your top lashes as possible. So that's kind of why I have been doing this for years, because I used to do a wing all the time. Okay. Sometimes I will do a bottom, and I'm actually going to, I might be able to just do this in here. I will do my bottom waterline because I'm still living in the early 2000s and like to do black liner on my bottom waterline. It also makes my eyes pop even more. So, lost my lid, there it is. Okay. Final part for eyes. There is a girl that I follow on Instagram, and she bought this Benefit Bad Gal Bang in black. And I said, I'm gonna give this a shot. I was using Better Than Sex mascara for probably a couple years, and I loved it. I don't even remember what I used before then, but I'm like, I want to try something new. I like trying new products, and oh my god, I have fallen in love. This is amazing. Like, I actually have pretty nice eyelashes already, and like this doesn't have any fibers in it at all, but like this makes my eyelashes look incredible. So one of the tricks that I have learned is to kind of let your eyelashes do most of the work. So blinking down onto the wand really helps with your application. Obviously when I'm like getting into the corners, it's a little bit trickier to do that. But I thought that was a really nice trick, and it also helps prevent you from accidentally like putting your mascara up. I mean, I'm probably still gonna have a mascara up here because, well, that's just life. And then we will do a little bit on the bottom. Nothing too crazy, just whatever I have left on the wand. Like, look at that. That is kick ass. I'm gonna swear on here. So, if you have children, just beware. Okay, now to do the other eye, which never looks as good. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I really should start with my left eye first. And then I don't. I know a lot of people who do makeup, like when they're doing their videos, they'll be like, I'm gonna do my mascara off camera. I'll come back. Which I may do in the future because, believe it or not, it's really hard to talk while doing this. But I wanted to show you the process. Trying to be as authentic as possible. I don't know what is going on with my lashes. I literally have one that's like sideways sticking. Do you see that? It's like sticking out. Good God. Well, like I said, not perfect. I do not have a lash curler. Maybe I should get one for shit like this. Alright, do it quick on the bottom. Alright, surprisingly didn't make a mess on the top. Eyes are done. Okay. Actually, we have 2 things left. Then we're done. Nope, 3 things left. Sorry, I lied. Okay. I know, I'm just getting really close to the camera. All right. So, blush. I hate blush. I really do. But at Martin's, maybe not the best place, but I still got it anyway. I got the Balm. I got this blush. That makes it look brown, but it's not. It's like it's a nude pinkish color called Warm It Up. Just using a big brush. So just a total face brush. I don't do a ton, but it definitely adds a little bit of color to a very, you know, brown and white face. My face is not brown and white, it's a neutral color, but it just kind of blends everything together. Then highlighter. Okay, so my favorite highlighter, and I haven't even looked to see if I can still get this. Years ago, I got a free sample from a company called Becca, and this is Opal. And you can see I have used so much of it, and it's seriously like my favorite highlighter ever, and I don't even know if I can get it anymore, and if I can't, I'm gonna be so sad because this is legit my favorite highlighter ever. I have an e.l.f. powder brush, and this is like, this brush has only ever seen this makeup before, this highlighter. And so this is just going on top of my cheekbones. It's a little bit hard to see. It's a little bit hard to get the application because I've used everything in the middle. And I just love highlighter. Oh, it's really hard to see with this lighting because everything looks white and bright. But I just love that it's a neutral color. Put a little bit on my nose. A little bit on my forehead. And that is it. That is how I do my face. And then honestly, for my lips, I use, and it's at my desk, I use Burt Bees chapstick and champagne. And that's it. But for the sake of putting on a lip, because why not? Because it's makeup and it's fun. We're gonna do, this is one of my favorites. I don't wear it super often anymore, but it's a little bit bold. It's the NYX Lingerie and Embellishment, and it's this really cool, like purpley gray color. And it's probably not gonna go at all with what I'm wearing. And honestly, it's probably kind of old at this point. And the texture is super, super funky, and it's probably gonna look bad because I don't have a lip liner. So just go with it. Just let me amuse you with the lipstick that's probably not gonna look good. I also have very, very small lips. So Like, I probably should learn how to line my lips and make them, I don't know, do something with them, but I don't. Looks kind of even. See, it already looks like big. But I guess it's not that bold. Again, lighting is terrible. I'm sorry. Once it dries, and I add another layer, actually starts to look more like, yeah, there we go. This is why it's my favorite, because it's so fun. And guys, that's it. That's how I do my makeup. And this was really long and really in-depth and really intense, and I told you all of the brushes that I used and all of my products and how I do things. If I do a full face like this, I try and wear my contacts. I think I'll put my glasses on. Still see. Oh, my glasses are actually really dirty. Hold on. But like, it's a lot harder for you to see all of the work that I did on my eyes when I have my glasses on. So, you know, if I'm gonna put in the effort, I want you guys and I want myself to be able to see all of the work that I did. So that is how I do my face. Sometimes I do, oh goodness, sometimes I do, like I said, my top liner, and gosh, I just need to go and order a new thing. I actually got this at Nordstrom Rack like a long time ago, and I really just need to get rid of it, is the Stila waterproof liquid eyeliner, and it's like this fabric tip. Oh my god, it's the best stuff ever. You can see I've tried other NYX liners. I've got this is a fabric tip, but it's a lot smaller and it's a lot more stiff. And then I have this, which is like an angled, it's kind of hard to see. It's an angled liner. Just none of them work as good as the Stila, because like this is a very big fabric tip. So one day I'll order that again, but doing a top liner definitely takes a lot longer. It probably adds like a whole 5-ish minutes to me doing my makeup every day. So I hope you guys enjoy my first video, my first tutorial. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd like to do more of these tutorials and just kind of show you how I like to play around with the palettes. Pretty much everything will stay the same in terms of like my foundation and my concealer and stuff like that, but you know, doing a different lip or a different eyeshadow, I'd like to, you know, do a couple more videos like that and just kind of show you what I have, what I like to do, and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching. Bye guys.